Can you hear me there at the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Christy Ruppe, and you are all here this morning for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause only means that it's more likely than not that you committed the crime in which you've been arrested for. As you stand before me today, you are considered not guilty of what you've been charged with, and that status will stay with you through each stage of these proceedings up until changed by you if you plea out to your case or the state attorney's office if they prove the case against you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. In all likelihood, you were arrested on a new charge or a warrant. Either way, you were given a bond pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of pretrial release which will be imposed upon you. You are entitled to have an attorney represent you at each stage of these proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you this morning. You are also entitled to make a phone call if you haven't been able to do so yet to let friends, family, or your attorney know where you are. Please let me know. I'll make sure you get that phone call today. Finally, and most importantly, you have the right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do so. These hearings are recorded, and there is an assistant state attorney in this courtroom writing down everything that you say. Anything you say about the facts of your case can and will be used against you in the prosecution of your case down the road. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Swear or affirm testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Okay, go ahead and put your hands down. As I call your name, please come forward to the podium. Natasha Alger.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Ms. Alger. What's your date of birth?
10/16/89.
All right, you are here this morning for a violation of probation out of Orange County. They want no bond on that. We're going to hold you no bond until Orange County comes and gets you, okay? It's usually within 5 days. They'll come get you, take you over there, and then you'll get a court date over there, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jamie Basile.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Ms. Basile. What's your date of birth?
1/19/88.
Okay. You are here this morning for a DUI and the failure to change your address on your driver's license. There is probable cause. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the Public Defender's Office?
I need a public defender.
Okay. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. State, does she have a prior record?
The only thing she has a conviction on is a 2011 resisting case, Your Honor, that was out of state.
Okay. For the DUI, ma'am, I'll go ahead and set your bond at $500. And for the change of address, I'll go ahead and ROR you. And we'll see you back to court on November 29th at 9 a.m., okay?
Okay, thank you.
All righty. Jessica Fry.
Good morning, Jessica Fry.
Good morning. Could I have your date of birth?
3/9/88.
Thank you. You are here today for a violation of community control.
Yes.
There is probable cause for your arrest. And it looks like we need to get you back in front of Judge Toner. Do you want me to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office. We're going to hold you no bond until you get in front of Judge Toner. And it looks like it's supposed to be November 20th. I think you were given a date of, why does it say case set for 12/11? Yeah.
The HR on 12/11, it was already set previously.
Okay. So, what do we want to do? Keep it on 12/11, or do we want to move it to 11/20 for VOP in front of Toner?
I'm pretty sure she's on the beat. I think she pled out last week to this.
Oh.
We'd ask for 11/20, Judge. I
Okay.
don't think it matters.
If we need to
whether-
move it later, we'll move it later. So, okay, we're going to put you on for November 20th at 8:30 in the morning in front of Judge Toner, okay? See you back to court then. Jessica DeChristie.
Morning.
Good morning, Ms. DeChristie. Can I have your date of birth?
4/11/1977.
Okay, you were here this morning for violating the pretrial release conditions and for resisting an officer without violence. Currently, your bond is no bond on the violation of pretrial release conditions and $1,000 on resisting an officer without violence. I did find probable cause for your arrest on both charges. I see you do have a private attorney present, sir. What is your name?
Walter Sanders.
S-A-N-D?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I know that you were in front of me yesterday, and I gave you explicit instructions on not going to that residence and not having any contact with the victim in that case. And I do remember you from yesterday, and you were very argumentative with me about that. And it appears that you violated those pretrial release conditions that I gave to you just yesterday. Did you want to be heard on this, Mr. Saunders?
Thank you, Your Honor. I promise you I'll be brief. An opportunity to take a look at the YouTube video, and I heard the court's instructions. I explained to Jessica, when Jessica got out, I actually posted her bond, that Mr. DeChristie advised me that he was not going to be at the residence. It's not his residence, it's her residence. She purchased it with inheritance money, and it's her residence. My last understanding of him even being there, he's been in and out of Tampa. That's where he works. He's been staying with family and friends. He's living on the Lanai, trying to be with his children at some point. It's not his residence, but he did provide to me that he was not going to be at the residence. He had no intentions of taking a house, but he was planning on taking his children to Tampa to go trick-or-treating with his family. When she called me and asked what to do, I told her, go to your house. That's your residence. She did exactly what her attorney told her to do.
I also asked for a sheriff's
Jessica, hold on.
escort.
So, Your Honor, my point being, what she did was not intentional. She did exactly
what I told her not to do, is what she did. And she committed a resisting without violence. So the fact that you gave her bad advice that's just too bad. She should not have gone to the house. She violated my court order without any judge telling her that she had permission to do so. She violated it and committed another crime of resisting without violence.
My understanding of what the court said was that she was to have no contact with Mr. DeChristie, not that she wasn't permitted to go to her residence.
And when she went to the residence and he was there, did she turn around and leave?
No, DCFS advised her that she needed to go in and get some Social Security cards. She started talking to her.
And then she resisted arrest.
Well, Your Honor, I can't speak to those facts, but I can speak to...
Well, I can. It's right here, and there's probable cause for that. What I'm going to do at this time is she's entitled to a bond on this case. I'm going to set her bond on the violation of pretrial release at $10,000. I'm going to set her bond on the resisting without violence at $5,000. I'm going to recommit her on the case that she had yesterday. She's going to be held without bond, as I told her I would do, until she resolves all of her cases. And I'm going to order again, no contact.
The case from yesterday was case number 17 and then 3927. That was the battery charge.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, we're going to see you back to court on these cases on November 29th at 9 a.m. Is that the same date we set her yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, so all your cases are on the same date, November 29th at 9 a.m., okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Mr. Sanders, you
Denise
have-
Pagan Rodriguez?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez, what's your date of birth?
The 1st of the 14th, 1990.
January 14th, 1990? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, I gotcha. All right, you're here for a failure to appear out of Pasco County. The bond on that is currently $513. We're going to keep it at $513 in Pasco County. If you're unable to bond out on that, Pasco County is going to come get you within 5 days on that, okay? And then you can get a court date when you get over there. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Brian Cook?
Good morning.
Hi, Mr. Cook. What's your date of birth?
3/28/73.
Okay. Mr. Cook, you are here today for a domestic battery charge. I did find probable cause for that. Do you want to hire somebody? Do you want to represent yourself, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender as of right now.
Okay. I'll provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State, does he have a prior record?
Probably nothing you'd consider something quite old, Your Honor, from 2001.
Okay.
And Judge, we'd ask that the court consider a fairly low bond and perhaps no violent contact.
Well, I'm not going to do no violent contact unless I hear from the victim. All right. Mr. Cook, I found probable cause for your arrest and provisionally appointing the public defender's office. I have an address for you on Ocean Ave in Stuart, Florida. Is that where you live?
Correct.
Okay. How long have you lived there?
Been at that residence for approximately 5 months.
Okay. What are you doing here in Hernando County?
Visiting family, and I was going on a job opportunity
Okay.
in northern Tampa.
You don't live with the victim. You don't live with Nicholas?
We do over in Stewart.
You both live together in Stuart?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you both come into Hernando County together?
Correct.
Okay. I gotcha.
Judge, he does have some significant ties to family in this community.
I understand. And if Nicholas was here this morning, I would consider a no violent contact, but I'm not going to do that without hearing from him. So if you want to do a motion at another first appearance hearing this week to modify my no contact order, then I am here to serve. All right, Mr. Cook, for today's purposes, I need to order no contact with the victim in this case, Nicholas Cook, okay? So
Okay.
you cannot write him, call him, email him. You cannot be where he's residing. Do you understand? If you have any contact with him whatsoever, you will be held without bond and you'll be charged with a new crime. Do you understand?
Understood.
Okay. I'm going to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case Nicholas wants to file an injunction against you. And I'm going to set your bond at $500, and we're going to see you back to court on November 29th at 9 a.m., okay?
Okay.
All righty. Jason Dayoust?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, sir. What's your date of birth?
3/28/85.
All right. You are here this morning for a violation of probation. It looks like the original charge was fraudulent use of a credit card.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you find probable cause for your arrest? We're going to hold you without bond until we get you back in front of Judge Toner. Looks like it's going to be November 20th at 8:30 in the morning. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and someone should be out to see you soon, okay? James Hager?
Morning, Your Honor.
Hi, Mr. Hager. What's your date of birth?
12/31/72.
Okay, you were here this morning for a petty theft charge. I did find probable cause for that, and it's based on a warrant signed on, looks like April 17th of this year. So there is probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender, please.
Okay. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State, does he have a prior record?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Hager, I have an address for you on Fox Run Street in Port Richey, Florida. Is that correct?
Yes. Was of April until I was arrested in Pasco County, or in May, I'm sorry.
Okay, so you've
No.
been in custody in Pasco all this time?
Yes, for this, for the original arrested me for the warrant charge here in Hernando.
Okay, what was the charge in Pasco?
Burglary.
Okay, is that case resolved?
Yes.
When did you plead to that? Just recently?
October 23rd.
Okay. What were you sentenced to?
2 years probation and 6 months in a treatment facility in West Karen, St. Pete.
Okay. Do you have any other charges pending right now, other than this one?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
So if you plead to this charge, will you be transported to the treatment facility?
I believe so. We're back to Pasco. I'm not sure.
Back to Pasco and then to the treatment facility?
Yeah, I believe I've been reprimanded until the bed comes open. So.
Okay. All right. So other than that, no prior record. If he wants to take a plea today.
The only issue that this is a case where it looks like there's an actual victim, and not like a Walmart or something.
Okay.
So I don't believe we have adequate victim notice to resolve the case. I don't have any information about restitution or anything like that. Though I don't have the warrant. Made the warrant listed.
Okay. I have the warrant. It's the property of Regency Technologies. It's a laptop valued less than $300.
So I guess it sounds like it would be safe to reserve in that situation.
Yeah, I'm okay with reserving restitution, or we can set it up tomorrow morning for a change of plea and give you time to look into it.
I would prefer that. That way
Okay.
I can at least make a call and give proper victim notice, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, if it's okay with you, Mr. Hager, we were going to set you to come back to court November 29th to take care of this case. I'd rather get you out of Hernando County Jail and onto Pasco or whatever treatment facility you're supposed to go to. So if we can set you up for tomorrow morning to give the state attorney and the public defender a little bit of time to look at your case, and then we can take care of this case tomorrow morning. Fair enough?
Fair enough. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow morning for a potential change of plea. We'll put it in for a change of plea. We'll see what happens, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. For today's purposes, though, we'll hold let's keep the bond the same, $1,000, and we'll set them to come up tomorrow morning, which is 11/2. Sorry. James Hurley.
Morning.
Hi, Mr. Hurley. What's your date of birth?
March 1st, 1975.
Okay, you were here this morning for a battery charge. Bond is currently, looks like $2,000. Is that a 1? Is it a 1 or 2? It might be a 1. $1,000. Do you want to represent your, let's see, there's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Can I currently take the public defender right now?
Yes, sir. I'll appoint the public
I haven't
defender's
got a
office.
phone call to call a lawyer. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay. We'll make sure you
Judge,
get...
the PC is indicating it's 1.
Okay. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and we'll make sure you get that phone call today, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I had another question, too. When I came in on 3 in the morning, I called Bell's Bond. I put my card on there, and then I also had it filled out. I never received any type of message from Bell Bond, and my card doesn't work to make a phone call out.
Okay. All right, well, there's nothing really I can do about that right now. You need to talk to the folks at the jail about that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
State, does he have a prior record?
I showed 2 DUIs, one in 2000, one in 2011.
All right, Mr. Hurley, I'm going to keep your bond the same at $1,000, okay? I'm going to also order, though, that you have no contact with James Rubino. That's the person who you were out with last night, who you were pushing around, allegedly, okay? So I want you to have no contact with him. I don't know if you know who he is, but if you do know who he is, you're not to have any contact with him whatsoever, okay? And we're going to see you back to court on November 29th at 9 a.m. William Keener.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Keener. What's your date of birth?
1990.
All right. You were here this morning for driving on a suspended driver's license and attaching tag not assigned. Did you find probable cause for your arrest? Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender's office, ma'am, but I was wondering if there's any way we can resolve this today.
Okay.
I have a full-time job in the community for over 12 years. I don't want to lose my job over this.
State to see a prior record other than I have his driving record.
He does have some prior record. I'm happy to let him take a plea to this, but what we show is that he's still on felony probation.
Sir, I can't have two people talking at the same time, okay? Hold on a second. He's on felony probation.
What I'm showing is that he had a 3-year felony drug offender probation on a forgery DSP case, and it looks like that's still pending, so by taking a plea to this, he'd be admitting to a violation if there is one. So
All right, did you hear that, sir? If you take a plea on this case today, you'll be admitting, potentially, if you're still on probation, you could be admitting that you violated your probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, but I'm not on probation. I did my time about a year and a half ago, and I've been clean ever since. I haven't been in trouble
Okay.
since.
All right, just want to let you know just for sure. We're just covering our bases here. All right,
Yes,
so is there an offer?
I don't have you have the driving record, Your Honor. I defer to the court. You pretty much know what I would offer in that situation.
All right. All right, I'm just looking at your driving record, Mr. Keener. I see that you have a driving unsuspended driver's license from 2015, and your driver's license has pretty much been suspended since 2012 for failure to pay traffic infractions and for failure to pay your fines and court costs in a felony case. It's 2011 CF 1259.
Yes, ma'am.
And failure to pay your fines in 2014 MM 3028. And there's another felony case, and there's 3 felony cases that you've failed to pay your fines and court costs on, and 2 misdemeanors. So I think you have a little more of a record than we know about right now. If you wanted to resolve this case today, we'd go ahead and do that. You did do 20 days for Hernando County Jail, and I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you have in. If you don't want to do that, we can keep your bond. I'll give you a $500 bond on each case, and we'll see you back to court on November 29th, and you'll have time to speak to a public defender about it before then.
I'm sorry. There's any type of offer of probation at all whatsoever, ma'am?
No, we're not going to put you on probation. You can't even pay your fines and court costs for your other cases. If I put you on probation, you're going to be required to pay all these fines and court costs.
Yes, ma'am. I understand that, but all my fines and court costs were set out to what do you call it? They were set out to collection agency, so I'm trying to take care of that as we speak. It's been a lot harder because I can't just go to the courthouse and pay. They were all sent to different collection agencies, and that I have to contact each agency and get them paid. You know, and that's what I've been trying to do. And if I lose my job, I can't do that.
Well, that's why I'm giving the option to talk to an attorney about all of that and come back to court November 29th. And like I said, I'll just do a bond of $500 on each case. You can bond out and then have time to speak to an attorney about it and come back November 29th.
I guess that's my only choice.
Okay, why don't we do that? Because then we'll know a little bit more about you by that time, too. All right, so we'll do $500 on each case. We'll see you back to court November 29th at 9 a.m., okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Russell Thrasher.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Thrasher, can I have your date of birth?
2881.
Alrighty. You were here this morning for a violation of probation.
Yes, ma'am.
Looks like you were placed on probation by Judge Toner, and he signed a warrant for the violation of probation on October 24th of this year. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender's office. We're going to keep it at no bond right now, and we're going to see you back to court on November 20th at 8:30 in the morning.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, see you then. Did we get everyone at the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.